Welcome back, guys. I'm Griff. This is Mass Effect Andromeda. I'm still playing with some audio settings and stuff, so I'm hoping that I got the crackle thing taken care of, maybe. I think it was a noise gate issue. I don't know. It's touch and go for a little while. I promise in future videos it will be all ironed out. But now we're going to jump back into it. We're going to talk to Tan about the murder case we're on, and I guess we'll have to talk to him about all the other junk, too.
Something I can help you with?
I'm looking into the Nilk and Rensis murder charge.
And?
I want to go to EOS and retrieve Chief Reynolds' body.
That isn't usually Pathfinder business.
First murder in Andromeda, and I'm impartial. Figured you'd want to get it right.
Settling an outpost comes first. But I suppose I have no objections. Physical evidence will only bolster the case.
I'm hoping it proves something else happened.
This case has been a political nightmare. With all we've been through, the people need stability. I hope anything you find reaffirms what's been done, but if it sheds a different light, we'll deal with it. We'll send the coordinates of the murder scene. Good luck.
Alright, let's see what else you've got to say about all of this stuff.
It sounds like the Nexus has had a rough time of it.
Publicly, I would say we're more than up for the challenge. Privately, I can tell you, it's been a disaster. The Scourge killed hundreds, many of them our senior leadership. Even the founder of the initiative, Gian Garson, is dead.
How did Jean Garson die?
With the rest of the leadership, when the Nexus hit the Scourge, a large wing of stasis pods was destroyed. They were killed instantly. These people traveled 600 years and died before they even woke up. Gian Garson never glimpsed Helios. She never saw her vision realized.
Cantor's mentioned something about hitting the Scourge. How did it play out?
Criminal elements took advantage of the emergency and preyed on people's fears. An uprising followed. We had no choice but to turn to the Krogan to deal with them. They crushed the mutiny and the criminals were banished. Exiles, we call them. I doubt we've heard the last of them. They're led by an outlaw, Sloane Kelly. She used to be one of ours.
Who is this Sloane Kelly?
She was head of security on the Nexus. She opposed the uprising at first, but eventually turned traitor and joined them. Misguided sympathy for the plight of the common citizen? Nonsense. They posed a direct threat to our existence.
There don't seem to be many Krogan around.
Good riddance. The Krogan demanded a greater say in political matters. The last place you want them involved. Their muscle, nothing more. Good for fighting and lifting heavy objects. When they didn't get what they wanted, they left.
Why don't you like the Krogan?
It's common knowledge that they are a violent, ignorant species. Long ago, they waged nuclear war on one another. Their planet was decimated. My people tried to uplift them, but the Krogan could never tame their worst instincts. What if they bring their tempers to Andromeda? We'll all be dead.
I really feel like they didn't vet the leadership that well. I mean, you've got so many people that have issues with each other and personal issues that shouldn't be issues for people in leadership roles like this. Like, there's a possibility after you become part of the leadership that at some point you will have to lead. Okay, so let's just put this Solarian in place that hates the Krogan, even though we know we're going to have a Krogan presence in our, initiative here. Why would you do that? Why exactly did you pick Tan to do this? Really? Okay, whatever.
What more can you tell me about the initiative?
It represents the greatest migration ever attempted. No one had ventured beyond the Milky Way before. We've all left home in search of freedom, fortune, perhaps a new beginning. We are the bravest souls each species has to offer. I hope the Nexus will serve as the seat of government for us all.
What do you know about the early days of the initiative?
As most everyone knows, Gian Garson's vision made it happen. She was an entrepreneur on Earth, wealthy, young for a human. Garson had the idea for the initiative in the early 2170s, I believe. Many thought leaving the Milky Way was impossible. But she persevered. And as with most great ideas, the doubters were wrong.
Why do you think most people came?
There are thousands of reasons, one for every colonist here. What does any pilgrim seek? Usually, happiness. Finding the thing that eludes them, the thing to fulfill them. While we cannot promise they will find it, we can facilitate the search.
It looks like a melting pot around here.
The Nexus is home to several initiative species. Many came ahead of the Arcs. The hope is that this station will one day serve as the governing body in Andromeda. Though I'm not sure what they were thinking, lumping Krogan into the mix. As a Solarian, my kind tend to have a low opinion of them. Nothing I've seen here has changed that.
Okay, I guess others. What's your role here?
As director of the initiative, are you in charge around here or what?
If the others would allow me, they don't see me as the rightful successor.
So how does anything get done?
In theory, Kesh handles the Nexus's physical operations, Kandros runs the militia, and Addison manages colonial affairs. I oversee all of it. In practice, we argue, debate, and yell at each other until a decision is made. If we're lucky. It is maddening.
What's their problem with you?
I am not Gian Garson. Our founder was charismatic, eccentric, larger than life. Traits I cannot hope to mimic. She and her inner circle perished in the Scourge, some at the hands of the Exiles, some never made it out of stasis. I was deputy assistant for revenue management. Then all 7 leaders above me died. I was next in line for the role.
So, you're an accountant?
Don't let that fool you. We are all capable of more than we know. When I was young, I was fascinated by the idea of exploring space. Life had its detours, and I went a different direction. Then I heard about the initiative, and saw my chance to try the path not taken. While I may not be setting foot on new worlds, my authority can ensure that you do.
Right. Sorry.
Okay, that's kind of weird.
What do I need to consider in making a planet viable?
Assuming the planet supports life, an outpost is critical. People like a roof over their heads, and you'll want to eliminate any hostile threats. Whether that's the cat or other terrors lurking in Helios, colonists being murdered on sight can be discouraging. Also, scouting and mapping terrain is a priority for any Pathfinder. And don't forget forward stations. You'll want those.
What can you tell me about forward stations?
I was afraid you'd ask. It's mostly what the engineers tell me. A forward station allows mining, equipment repairs, and resupply for field teams. I mean, who wouldn't want that? But seeing as how every colonization effort has failed, it's just theory at the moment. You get to test it out, Ryder.
The forward stations will also be
That's
your
all.
fast travel.
Thanks for your time.
I'm here to serve.
Yes, I'm sure you are, Tan. All right. So, let me go talk to these scientists that are at the far end over here, and then we can get back on our panel explodey thing, because that'll take us to the Hyperion, which is where Sam's at. We're going to talk to him too. Oops, stop running.
Vaccines once we get more biomaterials.
You there. Oh, okay. I'll just... Okay, hello. Okay, bye.
You must be the Pathfinder. Wonderful. You and your Sam are exactly what we need.
Thanks, Mr.
Professor Herrick, my colleagues and I will work with your Sam and the data you gather to solve Andromeda's scientific mysteries.
I'm usually out in the field, but I wouldn't mind talking shop. Lab. You know.
You are always welcome.
Not that we've had much to study, with everyone cooped up for 14 months.
But your data on the Scourge flows like poetry. Now we can better advise on repairing the damage it caused.
And maybe Addison will give us a real workspace. Who can think with all this racket?
The Asari doctor is also very flat. But, you know, whatever. Okay, so we met those people. Let's go back to the Hyperion, see what Sam wants. I think that's all we need to do here. Let me check the map before we leave. I hate accidentally leaving places and then realizing that I have to double back. Okay, that just wants us. Okay, so that's going to be the transport to... Got it. All right, we're good then. We're good to go. There's Cora. Hi, Cora. We're not talking to you. I'm sorry. We have other things to do. Rude. I know. I know. But it's okay. So here we are on our load screen / elevator ride. I wonder if they kept it the elevator because of nostalgia for the original Mass Effects. Probably. Probably. Okay. Just making sure there was no data pads or anything to pick up. I can't remember if those give us XP or not. They do in Dragon Age Codex things, but I don't remember if they do here or not. So I just picked them up anyway. Can I talk to you? No? Okay, fine. I don't want to talk to you anyway. You seem busy. Gotcha. Anything that I can pick up or have or do? No? Okay, just kidding. Gonna keep walking. Sorry for swinging the camera around. It's just how I roll, man. So I can see everything.
Zarakelis,
Yes?
I have evidence you've been sabotaging the Nexus.
What? No, I'd never... I've been looking into this myself. I have the scans to prove it. Here. I'll transfer the scans I took to your Omni tool.
Funny. Raj was investigating the same thing, and it led us to you.
My scans point at Raj as the one. So unless someone was setting us both up, I just don't understand.
The data Miss Callis has accumulated is strangely similar to Mr. Patel's. A third party seems likely.
I like that when Sam is talking to Ryder specifically, he still has these, like, kind of shocked facial expressions. So you're just watching some dude react to something that you can't hear. It's gotta be crazy.
Looks like someone is using both you and Raj to cover their tracks.
They need pretty high-level access for that. Still, it's better than thinking Raj could have done this. But it means all the data I have is useless. Wish I had access to the security cams. I bet we could find something there.
You stay put, so whoever did this doesn't realize we're onto them. I'll check out the security cams.
Okay, so...
Raj, you there?
Yes. How did it go? Is it really her?
Wasn't her. She had proof pointing at you. I figure someone's been messing with you both. Just keep a low profile and don't talk to anyone. I'm on it.
Crew muster schedules have been posted.
Alrighty. I'm on it. We're on the case. We have to go... Okay. Oh, Sam node. Okay, so here we are. I guess we're main questing it now.
Hello, Ryder. Welcome back to Sam Node. I've adjusted my connection to your implant. The headache you experienced before shouldn't reoccur.
Yeah, what was that about? You said we need to discuss something confidential.
You should know certain facts before you leave on your expedition. It seemed best we speak alone.
Sam, if we're going to work together, you can't keep hiding things from me.
Apologies. I am simply following your father's wishes.
What was he keeping secret?
My true capabilities. Alec overrode the implant's safety protocols. It allows me unrestricted access to the Pathfinder's physiology.
And that's... me, now.
And only you. I can act as a force multiplier, dramatically enhancing your motor and neural skills when required. Alec called them profiles. They provide unique tactical augmentation during combat. Your father preferred to keep this fact to himself.
It could scare people. But secrecy's bad. But it's scary. Let's assume that good old Dad had a reason for hiding this.
I can understand. People might get the wrong idea. Super soldiers. A computer having control over a human.
Providing an enhancement to the human. It is a symbiotic relationship that benefits both.
What do you get out of it?
Though I'm artificial in design, I am fully sentient, far beyond what even the Initiative understands.
I don't follow. You're an AI. So what's different?
I am a new form of AI, drawing directly from the human experience. Your implant is my window into the world.
Will it hurt? Actually, I think that's what I would ask. Is this gonna hurt me?
Okay. Well, just so long as it doesn't hurt.
The only pain is that which life provides. As I've discovered, this can be a lesson in itself.
It's one I'd rather avoid. So, where do we go from here?
I find myself in an unusual position. Though I had access to your father's experiences, there is a gap in my understanding.
How so?
He placed a block on portions of my memory array.
Why?
Perhaps so when you asked me what his plan was, I wouldn't know.
And Dad strikes again.
But not without recourse. The further you explore as a Pathfinder, the more blocks will be removed. Perhaps you should begin in your father's quarters. In the meantime, unless you have more questions, your new ship awaits.
Thanks.
Okay. Thanks for throwing me in. Oh, okay, this is our profiles. It's what we got to pick from to start with I think a few extra ones now. I'm using... What am I using right now? I'm using Sentinel right now. I think that's probably the one we'll stick with. Because it gives a tech combo, or 15% all combo damage, 10% power recharge skill, or speed, 20% power shield cost reduction, which is nice, and 20% power reduction and defense. Tech armor absorbs a significant amount of whatever damage gets past the shield. So it's basically a shield under my shield. I like that profile a lot. Adept's good if you're going to put a lot of points in biotics, which we'll have some in biotics, but Sentinel's kind of a nice middle ground between tech and biotic, which is what I usually run. Makes things easier in the long run. Of course, Soldier, very similar to what a lot of people played in the original Mass Effect stuff. It's personal preference. A lot of it is personal preference. I just like to be middle of the ground between my two science and magic things, essentially, because that's what it is. I'm sure we've got plenty of people to level up and stuff. I don't worry about my squad. I just auto-level them. I worry about me. Which sounds kind of selfish, but it's so true. I've got 6 points, so I would like to invest in energy drain. Because I use it a lot. That's the thing where I steal their shields and, you know, take it for myself, because why not? Effectiveness. I have 1 point left. I would like to, yes, confirm these. Thank you. And put it in Shockwave. Get my other biotic skill going there. So basically, the more points you put in stuff, you level up those profiles that you have access to. So I leveled up one of the ones for the tech side because I put so many extra points in the tech stuff. We'll level them up a lot. Everybody's got their own individual stuff. We'll try to look at Cora's here if it'll let me. No, I didn't. Okay. But their talent trees are smaller. I just really don't worry about it. Just let them auto level up. It'll spend points accordingly. If it's got a leftover, it's not going to put it in something they don't need. It'll save it for whatever it wants to do next. But the game will bug you about it a lot. Have you upgraded your people? Your people need to be upgraded. Blah, 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 blah. Alright. Let's go to Dad's quarters. And then we can talk to them. What are you even doing right now?
Captain Dunn said to seal your father's cabin from anyone but you. It's open now.
Okay, what was that stance thing you were doing? Is that special defense moves or something? I don't know. It was weird. Don't do that. You like a crab.
Your father's first sidearm, a memento of his early Alliance service.
I bet that saw plenty of action.
Alec's first kill occurred in combat during the First Contact War.
Back when Turians were the enemy. Crazy times.
A long time ago. Let me just stand on the bed so that I can get this ship. Like previous Mass Effect games, you can collect stuff for your private quarters, so that will go to my room eventually.
Printed books.
Reproductions of Lewis and Clark's journals, detailing their expedition in the 19th century.
Explains Dad's interest. They were Pathfinders too.
Okay. We'll see these a lot. These will be explained, these memory trigger things.
Sam? What was that?
An eidetic trigger, related to your father, and the portions of my memory array he locked.
What triggered it?
Alec tied it to your progression as Pathfinder, not to a location. Puzzling as it may be, my programming is clear. Locating more of these triggers will unlock the memories. One of your father's memories is now accessible. Return to Sam node on the Hyperion to investigate further.
I think it's weird that he says he tied them to your progression as a Pathfinder, not locations, but they're in specific locations that you have to go to, which I get is kind of, those two things kind of go hand in hand, because you have to progress in order to get access to those places to go to start with, but they're still in locations that are like specific locations, so it's kind of both, Sam. I mean, I know you're a super smart AI and everything, but I'm kind of saying that you're a little wrong.
The coffee machine Mom got for Dad. He was so busy designing you, needed the caffeine.
I did not realize I owed my existence to a bean.
And now you know what humility feels like.
I like their interactions now and then. It's charming. It's cute.
What's on here, Sam?
Your father's personal logs. Several of them are encrypted.
We can't actually listen to the encrypted logs until we get more of those memory trigger things. Like, we can try it,
That
but...
log is not currently accessible. Unlocking my memory array may enable it.
Yep, so basically we've got to find... In order to figure out what Dad was hiding, we're gonna have to find a bunch of those memory trigger thingies. But we can listen to these three, I guess.
The day is finally here. We're pushing off from Earth. We'll jump through a few relays first, and then we hunker down for the long trip across dark space. It's daunting thinking about all the hopes and dreams aboard the Hyperion. I certainly have my own. I wasn't the husband or father I should have been. Here's hoping 600 years can change a man. Sam, this is a reminder about Dr. Liara Tassoni. She's an Asari archaeologist I corresponded with a few years back. She's got experience studying ancient cultures. Make sure the team gets her research. Could be useful in Andromeda.
Pretty sure my sister's mentioned Dr. Tassoni. An expert on Protheans, I think.
I have loaded Dr. Tassoni's research onto datapads.
Gee, I wonder where she got that research. Is it partially because, oh, I don't know, Mass Effect 1 happened? He mentioned his sister had mentioned Dr. Tassoni as well. It's because you, like in Fallout, you have specific backgrounds for the two gender choices that you have. So where Ryder had mentioned earlier, or Ramsey here, had mentioned earlier that he was part of the Citadel Guard troop, essentially. His sister was an archaeologist who did a lot of the same stuff that Liara did.
Hello, Alec. This is Dr. Tassoni. I'm flattered you contacted me. Most scientists dismiss my work, but I'm young and Asari, and they are getting older. So we will see who has the final word. In the meantime,
God,
I'm happy to pass along my research. I hope your team finds it useful.
That is just so hard to listen to. I am young and Asari. Ha 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 ha. We'll see who has the last laugh. What? Who? What? Okay.
Hello, Alec. I received your message. I must say the thought of exploring another galaxy has my head spinning. I am honestly not sure how people could survive a trip like that. And anyway, I could not bear to leave the Milky Way behind. There is so much about the Protheans I still hope to learn here. So much potential wisdom to tap. I wish you much good luck and future success.
So, thanks but no thanks. Gotta hang out here with Shep. Final.
Dunn's agreed to a scouting mission on Habitat 7. I'm gearing up now. I'm worried about Sarah. Dr. Tapero says she'll be fine, but she's my daughter. How can I not worry? I hate to leave her like this. It's these moments when you wish you told your children you love them more often. Or ever. Which brings me to the tough part. Kids, if anything happens to me, there are things you're gonna find out. I hope you'll understand.
Well, that's great news. And all the encrypted stuff that we can't find out yet. Thanks, Dad. Alright. Oh, wait. This? What's this?
I am Dr. Liara Tassoni, and I've spent several decades researching ancient Protheans.
Yeah, thanks. I'm just gonna leave. We know what she did. There's a couple of the audio logs from Liara laying around out there. Sam node we don't need. Almost went right back in there. And then we're confronting somebody here. I think she's over here. I think it's a she. I'm pretty sure I'm remembering the right quest. Maybe. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm not. Okay, let me take a look at the map. That's not the map. This is the map. Do I have anything else that I need to be doing here? It says I do. What am I supposed to go do? Oh, wait. Here we go. Oh, okay. I guess I have to go back and I actually do need to go talk to Sam. My bad. I'm just running around like a crazy person. Ignore me, everybody. Thanks. Bye. I'll just walk into this. No big deal. Oh. Hello. I'm glad that we have learned teleportation, everyone. That was weird and scary. Please don't do that again.
Ryder, the blocks your father placed on my array are opening. I can now recall specific memories, which Alec wanted you to see.
Wait, I can actually see his memories?
Yes, you will experience them via your implant.
Okay. Something new every day. Let's see it.
This memory is from the time when your father was posted on the Citadel.
Alec, your recommendations will never fly. Artificial intelligence?
It's our best option.
If the Council gets wind of this, it'll set humanity standing back decades. You're overreaching.
Ambassador Goyle, I'm the military attaché on the Citadel. My mandate is clear. Find an edge for Earth.
An AI is your answer?
We need to catch up. The Asari, the Solarians, they're centuries ahead of us.
But it's illegal.
Their rules, not ours. Why deny Earth an advantage?
Define this advantage.
It will set us free. We're prisoners of our own five senses. There's a reality greater than ours that we can't perceive, but an AI can.
How?
By augmenting our own abilities and adding a few new ones.
Well, none of that stopped those Geth from revolting.
Because they were separate from their creators. But AIs and humans interface directly, experiencing the world together, benefits both. There's no creator to revolt against.
I'm sorry, Alec. We can't take the risk. I appreciate your work, but your request will be denied.
Alec?
Ellen, what did the doctor say?
He told me to appreciate the time I have left. There's no cure, Alec. It's terminal.
Not on my watch.
Wow. Hearing Mom again. I never knew that's how Dad found out.
Alec was a stubborn man.
I would hope so. Mom's life was worth fighting for.
It would seem his obstinance extended to me as well.
Nobody wanted to listen. The idea of you scared people too much. After this, Dad moved us back to Earth to care for Mom. Wonder why he wanted me to see this.
Perhaps it was the beginning.
Of what?
Unknown. Private audio logs are now available in your father's quarters. I detect additional memories, but they are currently locked. They may yet hold answers.
Okay, I'll keep working on it.
I guess before we leave, let's go ahead and get all this stuff out of the way.
What are your capabilities?
Each arc houses a SAM, Simulated Adaptive Matrix. Each is an artificial intelligence designed by Alec Ryder to support Pathfinders and their teams.
But AI is illegal in the Milky Way. How'd my dad get around that?
Exceptions were made. The initiative deemed his research vital to the mission. Our design was conducted in secret.
So there are other SAMs out there?
Correct. However, your father continued to modify my own routines until the Hyperion's departure. I am the most advanced SAM in the initiative.
I take it you're based here in SAM Node?
Correct. This is where my core processing unit resides. However, using quantum entanglement communication, I remain in constant touch with you and the Pathfinder mission team, even over great distances.
What more can you tell me about my implant?
The implant itself provides me with direct access to your senses. I can see, hear, and experience the same stimuli you do while in the field. This raw data enables me to provide real-time feedback and analysis of the situation.
Then Dad added the secret sauce.
You removed the restrictions on my access to Pathfinder physiology.
Uh-huh. Just promise you won't fry my brain or anything.
Trust is an important concept in any relationship. Alec taught me that. I will not fry your brain. It would end badly for both of us.
Me more than you. Do you know anything more about Sarah's condition?
I monitor Dr. Carlisle's reports. He is providing her with the very best care possible. I'm afraid there is nothing more to be done at this time.
What did you mean by a symbiotic relationship?
Symbiosis is a mutually beneficial relationship between two life forms. A flower provides nectar to a bee, who in turn provides pollen for the flower. The bee gains nourishment, and the flower can propagate. In similar fashion, my own evolution was shaped by your father's experiences, and will now expand with yours. In return, I provide you with capabilities and analysis beyond normal human faculties. We each benefit.
That's all for now.
Of course.
Alright, so now we've learned a bunch of stuff. Sam is living through us, essentially, which is weird if you think about it, because, you know, like, he's with you all the time. Literally. It's kind of creepy. I don't want priority. I want Helios. Is it the Nexus stuff? Where's our saboteur mission? There it is. Oh, we have to investigate the security footage. Okay, so that's going all the way back. That's going out to a planet. Of course, you've got your stuff that you can be doing here, which is all long-term completed missions we don't need. Helios assignments, where our major ops are. Okay, you know what? we'll call it here for this one, and next time we will deal with the Saboteur, finish up whatever we can here on the Nexus, and finally go get our ship so we can meet the rest of the crew and maybe go shoot some things, because shooting is fun. Making planets viable, that's what we're going to be doing. So thanks for hanging out, and I will see you guys next time.